Me either.
Happy birthday.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Kathleen. Hello, three geeks. Wow. So we were informed that the Three Geeks podcast, which has like 87 members to it, is hit their 10th anniversary, or if you're using Three Geeks math, it's their 870th anniversary.
Which I mean, what the 10th anniversary is your aluminum anniversary.
Or if you're from England, it's your aluminium.
Aluminium. What is your 870th anniversary? I don't think we have a present for that.
Beer.
I think we give them paper and dirt mixed together because they're both biodegradable.
That's true. However, we should be wearing our aluminium hats in honor of their 10th anniversary.
Oh, you know what? When we see them at Comic-Con, at Monroe Comic-Con, we can do that. We'll walk in with aluminium hats to make them aware of how much we love the Three Geeks podcast and are happy that they have been around for this long and being so nerdy.
Yes, all 87 of them.
All 87. We love them all. It's a great mixture of 87 people. But if you ask them, there's only 3. Sometimes 2, usually 1, but at least 3, but
And
always 87.
sometimes there's 3 and then there's Mike. And I feel like it's bad that it's the 3 geeks and then Mike. And
He's like the Y in the nouns. There's A, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. It's,
That's
3
true.
geeks and sometimes Mike.
He's the vowel. He's the Y vowel of the 3.
Yeah, it's not the noun, the vowel. Yeah, exactly.
See, it's the public education system, though. You don't know the difference between vowels and nouns. 3 geeks can't do maths. It's okay.
That's why we talk to people, so we don't have to think. Anyway,
Well, happy 10th anniversary.
happy
3
10th anniversary, guys.
What is
I'll
going
take-
on, everybody? Sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to mute you in the middle of talking. I was trying to unmute you. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our show. Thank you, Tony Kathleen. I am excited. This is the most excited I've been for 3 Geeks in a long time.
Yeah, man, it's our friggin' 10th anniversary. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. I don't feel like we've been doing this for 10 years, but then I think back on all the stuff we've done, and I'm like, oh no, it's been 10 years.
Why do you think I broke this out? Is because you got me thinking it's been 10 years. Oh my God.
And yeah, Mike has been doing this since before us. Like Mike was a part of our inspiration. So
Sometimes why? Sometimes why? You know.
you need to change your name there from Mike McGee to just
Hey.
sometimes why.
What is up, Mick? How you doing, buddy? Mick may or may not have a clip coming up here very soon. But it's funny, as I was prepping the show, I reached out to some friends of ours that we made along the way, and one of them sent a clip, and Justin's like, who is this? I'm like, wow, you don't know who this is? And he's like, no. And I didn't realize it was before just time.
Hello, 3 Geeks. Woo! It's me, Domo. Wishing you 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. We met 10 years ago. Yeah, that's right. Now, give me a pizza.
Can someone
Domo!
help me understand who Domo is and where you found him? 'Cause
Oh
I
my
don't
goodness.
understand.
Do we met him at a con or
We met him at a
Oh my-
con. He
Justin,
went-
are you post Domo?
yeah,
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I think
Oh my
so.
God.
Yeah.
God, you weren't even on the show with Anthony. Like, he's been on the show a couple times in the past, but yeah, we met him at a con. Max and Dan really liked his costume. I didn't know what it was at the time. I just saw how excited they were, and we got to know him. And very
okay,
much.
no, it's like I can see somebody in a Domo Batman costume and be like, "Oh, this is crazy, amazing, like super awesome cosplay," and then walk away and never talk to that person again. Jason. Jason makes a friend for life.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you think he still cosplays as Domo Batman, or
I
do you
hope
think
so.
he just like grabbed
Broke it
out? Yeah, he's like, all right, guys,
Okay,
you got
if
it.
he dusted it off just for our
Yeah.
our 10-year anniversary,
Pulls it out of the garbage.
What what I
He's a
kind
Deadpool guy now.
what I kind of like is that what you just said, Max, about like, yeah, like I'll say like, hey, that's cool, and walk away. Jason makes the lifelong friendship, but you get all the cool shit from his 3D printer.
is true. That is true. I got this. This is actually like relevant for right now. Dr. Doom mask.
Ooh, that's cool.
Domo 3D printed for me, and I mean, like, it's a little tight, but like, he didn't even tell me he was doing it. You know, like, there was no collaboration. Like, he just shows up one day and he's got this super awesome mask. He also had some pretty cool Green Lantern rings that he did for us. But I lost that one. I'm so sorry to him. But yeah, no, I still have this Dr. Doom mask. I will keep this thing forever. Like,
That's super sick.
Do you ever truly lose a Green Lantern ring, or does this go to someone worthy?
Yeah,
you're just not worthy, Max.
Yeah.
That makes
The
sense.
willpower was too
Oh,
low.
sorry, I wasn't trying to like crap on you.
While
No,
you were asleep one night, it just floated away and went off to somebody.
And, hey, you know what though? Like, I'm okay with that.
It went to Ryan Reynolds.
The ring was like, I am done with this fat, sarcastic asshole.
I kind of like Star Wars.
But yeah, no, we're gonna see him again. He's coming to GalaxyCon. He's doing his first cosplay in like 5 years. So
All right,
he's coming to
that'll be
GalaxyCon.
dope.
Last cosplay he's gonna create, he said, and it should be fun. I Anthony Eli is a very nice guy, so look forward to seeing him. Yeah, we used to run into him everywhere, Justin. Like Max and I went to Kentucky and he was there.
Yeah,
We went to Illinois and he was there. Like, he used to be everywhere.
Sweet.
But yeah, I love Domo Batman. But so guys, like, how's everybody doing today?
doing
great.
good. Yeah, having just a pretty chill Saturday. I've been just thinking about all the times, and so it's been like a weird nostalgia kind of trip down memory lane sort of day.
It has been. I think I've been overwhelming my girlfriend with stories. I'm like, oh, this and then this, like trying to come up with my top 5 because there's so many moments, so many cool things that we've done over the years.
Like, I don't even. I'm a huge stoner. Like, my memory is not the most reliable thing. So like for this one, it's not like my top 5. It's just gonna be top 5 or 5 things that I remember. And you know, like, I guess you could call that the top 5 because they're probably the only 5 things that I remember.
I mean, if you remember them, they got to be special. What is up,
Yeah.
Troy? How you doing, buddy? Thank you so much, guys. Check out me and Troy's conversation on hip hop. You can find it on the 3 Geeks channel right now. It was a lot of fun talking to him. But yeah, guys, I got something I'm gonna pull up here. See if it's still on YouTube or not. But let's get into our top 5s. Since Domo Batman kind of kicked us off, my number 5 is Wizard World Cons. Like, we met so many people. I remember getting drunk with Thomas Nicholas at his booth on peanut butter. I think it was whiskey. That shit was so good.
Okay.
It was smooth. It
At
was
the
not
bar
good.
I was at,
Was it crunchy?
they had a placard, and if you ordered 10 shots of Screwball in one night, you got your name up on the board. I did not order 10 shots of Screwball. But it was funny you mentioned that because like I saw it, and it's crazy it happened today because it made me think of that moment drinking peanut butter whiskey.
It's awesome.
Good moments. Justin, what's your?
Yeah. So I think just all the guests we've had, and the ones that came to mind is like Joe Alves talking Jaws and like talking Hitchcock and talking like just he's been around so much like movie history, even though you don't know his name or been around him too much. Like he directed Jaws 3D. Like,
He designed the
also-
shark.
Well, he also directed that movie. He designed Jaws the shark, and then he directed the movie. But I can't help but having like Randy Edelman when Mike and I did that interview, and he sang to us like things that he created. Like those are some cool memories and cool things that I would never have experienced without the podcast, right? Like just meeting cool people that they talking about things they love, and it's fun to talk about.
That's fair, man. I knew the interviews were going to make it because I know that's one of your favorite things that you and I do together. And I love doing the interviews with you, Justin. Like, we and Justin talked to a slew of people over the last 3 or 4 years. And Stories from a Bar. Congrats on 10 years and happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My number 5 is going to, and it was actually like a disaster of a weekend for a lot of reasons. But I met Kevin Conroy and Barry Gordon, and I learned that Barry Gordon not only voiced Donatello, which everyone knows and loves him for, but voices Razor from SWAT Cats. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, then you're like the other 99% of the population.
That Hanna-Barbera dark turn, yeah.
It was a weird con and such a crap weekend. But then like I got to meet like these people who have just been in my life for pretty much my whole life, and so it was like this really weird dichotomy of a weekend. And but I got an autograph from Kevin Conroy. I got an autograph from Barry Gordon. So like that was really cool. Yeah, get me drunk and I'll tell you about the was it Chicago? It was Chicago, right?
Oh,
yeah.
I will tell the story. Let me tell the story. So
I've heard about the story.
Here we go.
The weekend ended with Max and I getting in an argument in the parking garage. Like that's how bad the weekend was.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
It started with so I took some friends from work, nice guys, but not on this trip. One of the guys had sleep terrors and sleep apnea. So all night he was screaming and hitting himself. So we had no sleep going into this Wizard World Con.
Dude,
so
I left the hotel room and slept in the van. Like that's how bad it was. And anyone who's ever had to share a hotel room with me knows that I'm a rhinoceros. I snore. It's awful, and I feel bad. But I like the. Yeah, I have sleep apnea too. So, but like, normally I'm like, hey, everyone, like, I try to go to sleep after everyone. Because I'm gonna be the guy keeping everybody awake. This dude outsnored me to where I woke up and then started screaming and slapping himself. Like.
He wasn't awake though. He was slapping himself in.
He was, and we're like,
his
dude,
sleep.
are you okay? And he's
what a rough day.
Oh my god! Like so it was better to sleep in the freaking van than to be into that room. Oh my goodness, it was awful.
Yeah, Max and I have never really like yelled at each other in our life. That was maybe the second time since we were in third grade. And
yes.
Yeah, it is all because
actual argument that we've ever
didn't have any sleep the night before. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was wild. So tired.
Oh my god. And
that Scott was actually with us for that too.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I'll get to my portion when it gets to me, but obviously that made part of my list too. So I'll get there.
The dude that Jason brought is a nice guy. I don't want to make any. He's a good dude. I other than this, like he's gonna go on a trip with people and be in one hotel room and not mention
not ideal circumstances. Yeah.
That hey, like maybe y'all want to get a different room. Maybe y'all want to or something because I got night terrors. Okay, I don't know if I never even had an experience with night terrors. It was not a piece of my mind space at all until that night. And I learned a lot about night terrors.
I kind of wish we'd filmed it, Mick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, let's exploit the dude.
Yeah. Again, good dude. He's a solid dude. But also, nice he was a larger guy. So, we had to walk pretty far from our crap hotel that we didn't get any sleep at. And this dude was holding us. And then I'm like, I'm the fat, slow one. Like if you're taking my job, bro, like we got problems.
All right, so I got something to kind of go with the one that I said with Wizard World because this was a lot of fun and
it is actually my number 5. So
is it?
Here we go. Oh, right on time.
I sent you a link, dude.
Yeah, I know. I clicked on it. Why did it take me here?
I don't know what you're doing, but I might as well preempt it then while you're searching for it. This was a fun thing to do at Wizard World. It's my number 5.
We're watching all 40 minutes of it.
Not all 40 minutes, just like the first. And it's a silent film, so just bear with us.
Well, the sound hasn't started yet. Oh, shit.
Because you.
Yeah, we should have filmed a little
Another
short.
day, another Wizard World.
Oh, young.
Hey, look, pitching ideas, man.
God, my double chin.
What do you think? All the good remake and reboot has been taken. It's hopeless.
You don't think we're being too hard on ourselves?
Oh, look
Man,
at those
you
little
don't get-
actors.
You only on one episode of The Revolution. That was a remake until this friggin' Howard the Duck movie came along.
I thought we made a pretty good Howard movie.
Exactly. We were on our A game until we got cast aside for the crazy time travel story, Ellen DeGeneres as the president, the claymation dinosaur. Who would pay to see that? Mike?
It's not entirely Mike's
Yes.
fault.
Yeah.
Those ideas didn't come from him.
Look at those two goobers.
Oh man.
Oh man, perfect use of the line.
I love that they won. They won one remake and made the
Oh,
belt.
hey guys.
Yeah.
I guess we were thinking about the Warner Brothers meeting so much I didn't even notice it. Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers meeting?
Yeah, Brian and I sold our idea to the studio for a really edgy 1980s remake of the Joker.
Oh, this aged well.
Wow, doesn't sound like crap at all.
Well, our reboot
Well.
ideas have done right by us so far. Have you forgotten?
It's fine.
You guys were last time.
I like
Well,
Max's
if
Power
I'm
Ranger
not
acting.
skilled, then yeah.
Your choice for director was a dead guy.
First of all, your choice for director might as well have been a dead guy. And
John's
secondly,
laughing.
it doesn't matter how you play the game, it's whether you win or lose.
That's not how the saying goes.
Well, since we're the remake experts, we're remaking the same.
It's called free to use tracks, Mick.
Yeah.
Dan?
Dan, what
Yes.
the hell are you doing here?
Dude, your team's called 3 Geeks. There's only 2 of you. Relax. I got your back.
Oh.
3 Geeks, 300 Geeks, doesn't matter. We can kick your butt at Reboot anytime, anywhere.
Yeah,
Fine, prove it here at Wizard World.
works for me.
Me too.
So let's do this. So what are we waiting for?
I think Civil War just came out, so
Oh, good move.
Seriously, Mike, what are we waiting for?
Oh, sorry, guys. Got caught up in the moment. Man, you guys are really intense. You know that? Let's get.
Oh, that's right. Oh man,
goes into the intro.
so
That
good.
was so much fun.
Yeah,
That was
that's
so
fun.
much fun, man.
And the bloopers are equally as hilarious. They
Yes.
should be. Those should be on YouTube. So, but yeah.
3 Geeks, 300 Geeks. You guys took that
Yeah.
literally. You
Yep.
really did. And speaking of 300 Geeks, I've got a surprise guest here, Mr.
Nice.
Rondell.
Oh my God!
Oh!
What is up, my
Oh,
friend?
Rondell.
What up? What up? What up, people?
Cheers,
Long
cheers.
time.
Oh, I am
Long
so ready for your 1 or 2 sentences. Bring it on.
time. Right. It would only be right.
Rondell's officially said more than he said in the 20 or 30 episodes of 3 Geeks he was on.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. I had a
How
whole
you doing,
bit.
man?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. Hanging in there. Enjoying the
Nice.
life.
So I'm
Nice.
curious. This is going back a ways. Who owns that trophy now? Who has
I
that been? I was about
It's,
to say. Like,
it's officially finally passed on to its creator.
Okay, Rondell, you won what, 3 times?
Yeah.
So Rondell is the only 3-time champion in our league. I still hate him. But I did beat him last year. I took the trophy last year. So that's my second victory. So I'm coming for you. I'm still coming for you.
I actually got to get off it a little bit to do some research for another league I'm about to draft. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Got some crazy scoring.
Yeah, and we in classic 3 Geeks fashion, I haven't even talked to Mike about when we want to do the draft. So that's
Coming up.
yeah. Generally, it's like the like weekend before the first game, so that way all the pregame is done and everybody who's who's getting hurt is gotten hurt, and you can actually like draft how you should. But yeah, it'll probably be tight and around that.
Cool. Yeah,
Well,
I think
real
I got
quick,
one
Rondell.
other around that time, but we'll be good.
Before you jump off here, what's one of your favorite memories with us?
Oh boy, let's see. Chilling in the basement. Let's see. There's so many. From Dan's, whacked out responses, something rock related. Let's see. We got Max's laugh, just with anything. I don't know. He probably went on a rant about something. And I'm like, really? That's what you're mad about? I'm trying to remember what it was. I might have to go back to the archives.
Yeah,
90% chance it was Ahsoka related.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there's
or
that.
Tyler Perry,
Or
Tyler
the sky
Perry, or
was
Michael
a
Bay.
particular shade of blue that day.
Yeah, it could have been anything. Just the slightest thing sets Max off.
There was a moment where I kind of got Rondell in trouble with his wife. I was watching a scary movie with the kids, and I texted Rondell. I said, "Hey, man, you still have that really scary mask you wore for Halloween?" He's like, "I do." And I said, "Do you want to come and scare my kids?" And he's like, "Yes." So he came over. He was pounding on the back windows, and the kids were screaming. They were flailing. And I guess later, Kelly's like, "You're a black man sneaking into somebody's backyard wearing a mask. Like, what are you thinking?" But
in America,
you did it for the team, man, and I appreciate you, because that is a memory that I will take everywhere.
That was classic.
It's sad to say, but losing to Rondell that first year that we had the fantasy football.
Oh yeah, you were talking mad shit. You just knew you were coming home with. He created this trophy.
Because being honest,
dude, you're going to lose.
I don't make it to the finals very often, but when I do, I win. I had the gods were behind me. Fate had made the decision. Let me know ahead of time. I'm just waiting on it to happen. Oh my goodness. Losing to Rondell. Losing to Rondell.
So
it actually is, because that's the only time he's won.
Not only did Max lose to Rondell, though, I created a Facebook page called The Adventures of the Trophy, and Rondell would take this thing everywhere, to dinner, to the movies. Like, it'd be pictures of Rondell with the trophy.
Didn't I have it at the drive-in?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a picture at the drive-in with the Ghostbusters guy.
Rondell was brutal. He's brutal. You are a worthy foe, and you honor us with your greatness.
Yeah, looking
Rondell,
forward to another season.
I hope we get you back on some more, man. And if we ever get tickets to see a movie like Warcraft, we'll make sure we invite you again.
All right, absolutely.
I'm sorry, but that was the perfect segue into my next memory, which is the Warcraft movie. That was such a good time. That movie is so awful, and we are all just sitting there, like, just open talking shit about this movie. And it was so good, like we all got in for free, so that's what made we were just like, okay, well, it's a free movie and it sucks. So yeah, but then there's some producers from the movie that were just sitting there listening to us bag on this movie. It was wonderful. It was a great time. It was me. Rondell was there. It was Dan. Who else was there?
I think it's just the three of you.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Might have been. Maybe Philip was with you.
Maybe
it was around Philip's time.
Oh well, I thought somebody else was there, but yeah, it was still great. It was still just such a wonderful time because that movie was so awful. It was so bad.
All right, Rondell, we won't keep you, buddy, but thank you so much for jumping on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, anytime, fellas.
Take
care.
You're a champion, but I hate you.
Hey, that's the only way. That's the only way. All right, guys, take it easy.
See ya.
What's nice about Rondell living so close to you now, Max, is when he wins the trophy trophy again. You should do it when you get the trophy back in your possession. Like
There you
walk
go.
by his house with it in a baby stroller to rub in,
No, but,
take
like,
pictures
that's
of
the
it
thing,
with
though.
you.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, okay, Rondell got me good. Like, he won. What a dick. And then B, like, he was so good about the shit that he was talking. Like, I mean, it was. If it was happening to anyone else, I would be laughing my ass off. Like, I mean,
It's happening to you.
yeah, but it's happening to me. But I can only appreciate what he's doing because it's funny as hell. But no, I couldn't. And then, like, I care more. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I walk by his house with that trophy every day, I care more. You know, like it means more to me than it does to him.
You
Like,
care
he's
so
just
much
like-
that you'll gaslight him into getting jealous.
That's what he did to you first year. All right, so I'm going to play a quick video that's going to take me into my number 4.
Congratulations, Geeks, on 10 years of entertaining us with some awesome shows and more. I appreciate you guys for letting me be some small piece of your history. You guys are all awesome. You are the pillars of geekdom. I just wish you 10 years more of just success and just keep on entertaining. Thank you guys again. I love you guys. Take care. Anybody watching this right now, make sure that you are following the 3 Geeks because they are all awesome. Happy anniversary, guys. Take care.
Oh, one sec before you,
Yeah,
Scott. Did you get to your number 5? Did you have a number 5, Scott?
Mine was just kind of in general the Chicago show. Although my number 4 is a tangent from that, but we'll get to that. But yeah,
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Meeting Barry Gordon was great. He was fantastic. I didn't meet Kevin Conroy, but he walked by me to get to his table.
Close enough.
And he went, I've told this story before.
I didn't say I met him myself.
I got out of his way and we kind of nodded to each other, and that was my Kevin Conroy, meeting. Waking up with a terrible headache because I got no sleep because I was sleeping on the floor, and Max had left, and me and Max going to the con bar to get a beer to try and take the edge off our headaches. It was a great trip. So yeah, that was my number 5.
I'm glad you said something because when I mentioned Wizard World, I can't believe I blinked on this, but it was Max and I getting to meet, interview one of the people we grew up watching, which was Jason David Frank. Like, we interviewed him 2 or 3 times. Super, super nice guy. We got to meet John Schnepp, who sadly passed away, I think 2 weeks after we met him. And that guy, like, I kept telling these guys, like, this guy is awesome. Wait till we meet him. And the Friday before we interviewed Schnepp, he was doing a panel, and I think, because we had talked to him about interviewing him that Friday, and then Max got volunteered to come up to be on the panel with them, and then he's like, Max 3 Geeks, and Schnepp, like a fanboy, was like, you guys are interviewing me tomorrow. This is exciting. This is awesome. And I was like, dude, you're living up to everything I knew you would be, and I just loved it. And, we met so many awesome people. Lanny did send a shout out. She did not send a video, though, so Lanny, thank you. But my number 4 is a certain publicist we worked with, but it led into us joining the Scene Snobs Network, where I met Mick, and Mick has done a lot for our podcast. He's been a great friend, and through Mick, I met Tim and Kathleen and Sturdy and Dan and all these wonderful people that have come on our show. And that's my number 4 moment, is just being on the Scene Snobs Network back in the day, because that was a lot of fun, and we met a lot of really lifelong friends, and just we did a lot of fun stuff when we were over there. So that is my number 4.
Oh, that's who we should have called. We should have called Casey. We didn't. Did we?
No, I did not get a clip.
Oh God, that's that. Oh, I feel so bad now. But no, those are great guys. Like, everyone is so cool. Like, other than that dude. The dude who made it all happen is a total D-bag, but everything that happened from that has been good. Great people, great dudes, great shows. It was a game changer. There's a lot of good input, and a lot of good collaborations, and just a lot of great people.
Yeah. And I've loved the advice Mick's given me over the years, and helped make our show better. So again, shout out to everybody I just named, and especially Mick and the Scene Snobs Network, because that was just a huge part. And we just came from Redline Radio as well, which was another clusterfuck. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's where I
Remember-
stopped following Canned Air. Canned Air's like, come be on Redline Radio, and I'm like, all right, this sounds like
Remember,
fun. And
you
then
had,
they're like,
you had me doing like graphics and stuff like that. We're trying to come up with graphics, and then like a week later, it's like, we're out. Okay.
yeah. He's like, join Redline Media, and he's like, I know this awesome publicist, and sure, through this publicist, we met all these awesome people, but yeah,
Oof.
That's awesome.
I'm glad that some two negatives equal to positive. So
Yeah, for sure. Like
that is how math works.
Yeah, who says
we're not great at it. We got that one.
Maybe I don't remember that. I don't remember that much.
oh, thank you so much, Sturdy.
Yo, 3 Geeks, what's good? It's your boy Sturdy. Sir Sturdy, that is. And I just want to say congratulations to you guys. Awesome job. Awesome show. Keep killing it. Keep growing. Keep going. Evolving. All that good shit. Keep entertaining. Keep having fun. Most importantly, keep having fun. As we all know in this content shit, the most important thing is keep having fun. Try to keep your sanity and all that good stuff. And come be a guest over on Horror with Sir Sturdy or Popcorn and Pints. But other than that, seriously, guys, keep fucking killing it. And I want to be a guest. I'm going to say that now. I'm going to say it so all the people watching right now can say, get Sturdy on here. Because I want to be a guest. Preferably October. Just because it's like right around the corner and shit. And I want you guys on again. But congratulations. Keep knocking it out. I'm proud of you guys. Peace. I'll see you in your nightmares.
My favorite part of that is the 3D glasses.
Yes.
The 3D glasses lipstick.
I got it.
And we haven't had him on?
We've had him on. We had him on back when we had shoot, I am blanking on.
Remember
the name.
remember what it said in the description there. You just in the comment you decided to share with a video there, so you might not be remembering it exactly.
Yeah, no, he was definitely high as fuck. I swear to high as shit. Like that dude was.
Oh my god! When we started this podcast, I was drunk for the first year because I couldn't talk otherwise, and Max was stoned, beyond stoned for the first year.
No,
What's changed?
Behind.
I'm
there we go. Yeah.
Just kidding.
A little behind the curtain.
Now they're both
I gotta say, I like
high.
I like these sincere shout outs. Like they're really beautiful, but I kind of feel like I'm on the Seinfeld finale, the trial, where they're just bringing all the people up onto the stand, except it's reversed. They're telling us all the good things we've done instead of the terrible things.
I love that. Yeah, Chris, thank you.
Everyday glasses. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
You gotta see reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm really glad when he started wearing those when he does his shows because that fits his Horror with Sir Sturdy brand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, those are
Great.
dope glasses. I wish I could pull something like that off.
Yep. Justin, what do you got at number 4?
My number 4 is our road trips, only because I've only been on 2 of them really with the group, right? In the same car, but to New Jersey, that was super dope.
Yeah.
And then I think my first trip to Monroe Pop Fest, I think they rebranded it, but I was with everybody in a vehicle then. That was a lot of fun. Just hanging out with the dudes.
Have you only done one Monroe or 2
podcasting.
Monroes?
In a car and together? I think it's one or two maybe. But I think at least once. But
Dude, Jersey,
either way.
that's a good pull, man. We went out to we met our friend Stacy Toy, who's a publicist that we've worked with, and she knows some of Kevin Smith guys. So she's like having the opening here, and we had just interviewed Ernie O'Donnell, and
Oh God, Ernie Hudson.
they're like, we can get to that in a minute. They're like, come to dinner with us at this place. So we looked at the prices on the menu, and I was like, $50 a meal. We're like, okay, I guess we're going to this dinner. But after the dinner was over, her boyfriend grabbed the bill and paid for everybody to eat, and it was just a really awesome time. So that's a good pull, Justin. We met Kevin
John
Smith.
in his suit jacket. I did not. I went outside because I got uncomfortable with how many people were in that room. But then you guys came out minutes later. Yeah.
John wore the suit from Jaws, and he was pretty much baited Kevin Smith because that's going to pull Kevin's attention. So Kevin approached us, and he's like, "Dude, I love your suit." And I'm like, "You motherfucker, John, you did it, man. You got Kevin Smith to come to us. We didn't even have to go to him.
Yep.
He's way too easy." But that was a good. a good weekend. A lot of fun. I took Kylie with us. She got to meet Stacy,
did?
and that was that New Jersey was beautiful. Like we went to the Quick Stop, and we went to a few other of the sites and the movies. I think we passed the church in Dogma, but lot of fun. I recommend checking it out if you're a Kevin Smith fan on any level.
Red Bank.
Yeah.
30 miles down the road.
Scott, what was your number 4? Oh, sorry, just
no, you're good. Keep going.
My number 4 is, like I said, it's a lead off from Chicago. So when we went, me and Max got a 6-pack of Bell's Two Hearted that we were going to drink, but we didn't drink it because of everything that was going on. So one night, on a night of Animaniacs, because it had been out of the fridge for like over a month at that point, we drank warm Bell's Two Hearted in Max's parents' basement, and we watched, I think it was like an Adventure Time movie or something, me, him, and Dan. So, and that was just like, it was just such a nice little,
cherry on top of that.
Yeah, a footnote of that whole trip.
Yes.
That's my number 4. So
oh my goodness, I didn't remember that. That is so awesome. Yes, oh my god, what a fucking awful weekend that was. It was so bad. It's one of like my ethically worst nights of my life, and I was in the Marine Corps. Okay, like that's like, oh my god. All right, sorry. Yeah, that's Mike.
My number 4, to tie it in a little bit with what you were just talking about too. The time I think it was you and Dan came out to Jersey here.
Yes.
Was that your first time at Red Bank?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was my only time. Yes, that's I haven't been back. But
because it was you guys stayed overnight to then go continue further up for
we were going to Maine, which is another one of my.
We're doing a concert, right?
Higher up on the list. It's higher up on the list.
And what was it? It's like so that night y'all camped out here. We watched Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Yes.
And the Warriors and got drunk.
Warriors. Yeah, we got drunk as fuck.
Got drunk as hell, yeah. and then we're somehow able to do a video log after that, so that was cool.
It was good.
And then the next morning we went to Secret Stash, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was trying to remember exactly the turn of events and stuff.
And
so
it was super
fun.
dope. Yeah, that was a good time. And that was if you've been on the show, if you watched the show and you've seen me and Dan together, I'm not a Dan fan. Okay, like Dan is not one of my favorite people. Like, admittedly, like I've said it to his face. I told it's like it's yeah. So me and Dan have I think we took like 2 trips together, and like, oh my god, oh my god. But the stopping and hanging out with Mike was
I was a good buffer.
Oh, I mean, like, it was fun. It was fun. Like, I mean, like, it wasn't all bad. Like, I'm like I can tolerate a little bit of Dan,
sure.
But it wasn't all bad. That was definitely one of the high moments of the trip was hanging out with Mike. Getting drunk and watching movies. Just hanging out, going down to the comic book store. Super dope.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, my number 3 can tie to another clip. I love this.
I'd like to congratulate the Three Geeks Podcast on their monumental anniversary. You guys have been entertaining your fans for a long time, and you certainly deserve some recognition and some celebration for this achievement. And I know that a lot of folks are going to come on here and talk about their favorite moment from the Three Geeks Podcast. And to be honest, I have lots. I have a ton of great moments. But I'm going to go back to the moment, the first moment ever. And that is meeting Max and Dan at Space, because that kicked everything off. That was the catalyst for hanging out with you guys, working with you guys, recording with you guys. And so if I'm going to pick one memory, I'm going to pick that one. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of others that I could talk about, but I'm going to stick with that one. And you know what? With that being said, I always have enjoyed recording with you guys. I know, even though sometimes I've been, especially recently, a little bit MIA, if you will. But I've always looked forward to it. It's always a great time. And I hope you guys have much more success and keep on doing this for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So congratulations, guys.
Oh, my God.
I was ready for self-promotion. Man.
Yeah. Hey, do you think we're all big enough folks now that we can do our own cameos? We could do like cameos now.
How could you imagine?
I feel like that felt like something John would put on his cameo.
Yeah.
This is going out to the 3 Geeks. Yeah. You got Jason, Max, Justin, Phil.
I love John.
Oh,
John is one of my favorite people in the world, and Max and Dan brought him into my life.
Oh my God!
And John and I do Matt Talk together now, and it is a true spinoff of 3 Geeks because it started as a gag. John and I would go out to restaurants, and for some reason it embarrassed Dan, and we'd ask the young waiters and waitresses, "Have you guys ever heard of Matlock?" We'd ask people on our panels and so forth. And then suddenly during COVID, John and I found ourselves with time on our hands, and John and I were like, let's start a Matlock podcast. And like I said, now it's one of the biggest things that both of us do. And John is one of my best friends in life, and it wouldn't have happened if Max and Dan hadn't met him at this convention space. Like, I can't imagine like not having John to do Matt Talk with, because it's such a fun ride. Now we got Justin producing the live show every week, and we got people sending us emails and DMing us about Matlock, and it all started because of space.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my computer is lagging. I wasn't trying to talk over you. Yeah. I completely forget. It was like that was another Max and Dan adventure, and and this is another thing where it's like, yeah, we met John, and we were talking, like the vibe was just awesome. That's where we met Brian Lau also, and it was just so cool. But like for me, I could have, like, if I would have never talked to John Orlando again, like we would have had space, and that would have been our time together. But like here, like Jason, lifelong friend.
No, like lifelong friend for life. Like that is 100% true.
Like, ride or die, lifelong friend. And no, John Orlando is such a cool dude. Like, just a genuinely cool dude. And yeah, John, like you're getting me. You're getting my emotions all riled up because no, he's a really, really cool dude. And I'm so glad we met him.
John could go into McDonald's and promote himself. Like, hey everybody, I'm John Orlando, yours truly. Like, check out DVD Cast. Like, that is John. Like, what you hear on a podcast is John in real life. Like, movie theaters. Hey, check out the PVD Cast. I'm John Orlando, and it's fantastic. I always thought it was a radio voice. Like when we just have him on here, I'm like, this dude's just doing the voice. And then I met him in real life, and he talks like he does on the podcast. Like, dude, you got the voice, man. And I love teasing him. Oh, so it was a really good moment on Matt Talk a couple weeks ago.
Him and Brian. Brian Lau, you are a character, and I'm glad to have met you at the same time. Like what? Like genuinely good people. Yeah, I just wow, man, this trip down memory lane is really like I missed the eye too. And I mean, we made like with Brian, we introduced him to, because he liked Lock and Key. So the guy that I am, if I know that one of my friends likes a guest I'm having on, like when we had Thomas Nicholas on, me and Fuzzy saw all the American Pie movies together. So I'm like, Fuzzy, you've got to come on and meet Thomas Nicholas. Like, we've been hanging out at the cons and stuff. And with Brian, he's really liked Lock and Key. So I'm like, dude, come on. We have Halia Jones, who played Eden on Lock and Key, coming on. They met on our show, and then they worked together afterwards. And that would have happened, had we not done that. And that's really cool. And even Halia, she didn't send a video, but she emailed us saying happy 10-year anniversary, and she's coming on again soon, Max, because she did go to England, and she's got us all about it. All right.
Sweet.
All right. No, the last time she was on, she was debating on whether or not to take a trip, and I was really hoping she got to go, because you should anyone, anywhere should travel. You should definitely get away from your home and see the other things that are going on.
That helped her land like a multi-million-dollar like film contract deal or something
Yeah.
like that.
I hope
I
she's
hope.
good people. She's
We're-
another one of the good ones that we just we met along the way, and she's one of our most reoccurring freaking guests.
No, she's fun. She's fun. She's a lot of fun whenever she's on.
I think she's been on 8 times. She might be second
been
to
like
like Don and Mick and
goat.
Yeah.
I'd like to think of us as the virtual equivalent of the butterfly effect. Something happens on our show and it just ends up like affecting you in some way if you've been within close proximity to us.
Yeah,
in a
Jesse
good way.
and Scream.
In a good way, yeah.
All right. Who is up next? I can't remember. Max?
I think it's Justin.
Is it Justin? Okay. Yeah. I think it's just the random stuff that happens at Comic-Cons between me making Max yell Rufio.
Oh God,
and,
you
like,
bitch! You fucking bitch! I hate you so much.
That warmed my heart to no end.
Oh my God!
Does everyone here know what that story is?
As Justin was hiding under the table.
I literally hid behind, I think, Liz, which is like half my height. I was like, I can't.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's my next one. That
was so funny. But like, it's also, I was thinking about the time Max just yelled at those Ahsoka cosplayers. Like we were just chatting about
I
nothing
wasn't
to do with
yelling.
Star
I
Wars.
was talking with a microphone.
And these people walked in. There was 3 Ahsoka cosplayers that sat down, and Max was like, "I hate you." Like he just went in, and it was so funny. It was so random. I laughed for a long time.
Speaking of Justin hiding, that's one of my favorite things to do on this podcast. It's not on my list, but I love it when Max and I make things that say things that make Justin cringe. Like that is the goal in life. 'Cause Justin is he's kind of our conscience. So like after the show, he'll be like, "Did you guys really want to say that?" And I'm like,
That's an honorable mention for me. Is like any time that either it's you or someone else says something and it just everything screeches to halt, and we're all just like, okay.
It has become like a little game. Like every time that Max or I say something that makes Justin like during interviews, we'll be like, I can't believe you just asked that. Like we're getting ready to interview a lady who in her PR bio, it was sent to me that she slept with Elvis. Like, and I'm totally gonna ask about it because of course I am. It's in her PR bio. And I know that's going to make Justin turn red. I'm very excited about it.
I am not ready for that conversation. For sure.
Oh my goodness!
She wouldn't put it in her bio. She didn't want to talk about it, Justin.
Right?
I definitely think having guests like the Petersons on has brought Justin out of his shell a little bit more in terms of.
Oh, for sure, because
they're wonderful.
They're wonderful.
What wonderful people.
But Mike's totally right with that, though. There's things that they've said. I'm like, all right, let's talk about a random child book that's in.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. That's great. I love having them on too. Like, just what an interesting life they live. You know, like,
they're an impressive group of people for sure.
Who's number 3 is it now? Max or Scott?
Max. I think. Okay. So Justin. My times with Justin have just been great. We've done like Yoo-Hoo and Tang. We've talked about getting a car show going. So like that's something that still might end up in the works if we get for another 10 years. No, like the Rufio moment, you got me, and I can only appreciate it because it's hilarious. But
for the record about this, for the record, I had every intention of doing it with you until the moment you did it. I'm like, oh, it'll be way more funnier if I don't.
Yeah. Oh no, dude, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like you got me. Like, and it was so. It's so funny. I just hate it because it happened to me. No, it's been a lot of fun, and there have been a lot of just like really good moments, and I love cooking with you. I love just talking with you. I love hanging out, going to movies and stuff, playing Magic. A lot of good memories.
Same.
That Rufio moment was a dagger. That was
I
just a
still
dagger
laugh
to my
about
heart.
that. I was thinking about it randomly and just start giggling because I'm like,
and you should. I can't be mad at you. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you did it to me.
Everybody turned.
Oh, dude, it was so good. You left
all
me.
the people
You
that were
just
just like,
left me on this cliff and fucking kicked me right off of it.
it was so good. Ah.
Oh my goodness! All right, that was it. What do you got?
My number 3 is some of the great guests that I've gotten to be involved in. Jack O'Halloran was such a crazy interview. I was so happy to be part of it. It went so off the rails, and it was like it just kept going, and it got more ridiculous. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, there's a good 20 minutes of that interview that nobody will ever see.
I remember it. I remember it.
You can't take it away from me. It's in my.
Nope. It lives there.
Meeting Neil Ross was super cool. He was the Green Goblin on Spider-Man the animated series and a bunch of other stuff. It was really cool that he sent us his book that we got to read. So it was really cool to read his book. So that was really neat. And then it's actually really funny. So I got to meet Kato Kalin, which is hilarious because he was a trivia question. I forgot his name the other night. I was like, wait a second, I've met him and I don't remember who he is. But yeah,
man.
I had the long beard then. That is long gone. But what was that? Was that Pittsburgh? Maybe.
Dude, we've interviewed Kato Kalin 4 times.
I was only there for one of them.
I think that was
might have been
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I think that was Pittsburgh, which was also a great trip. So
we were the only 6 people at that con. So the people that we went with were the only ones there.
Yeah, so just all the great people. And there's a bunch of more examples, but all the cool people I've gotten to meet and chat with over my time with 3 Geeks is definitely my number 3.
Nice, Scott. I'm glad that we have you, man. What about you, Mike?
My number 3, it's towards someone specifically. Now, JU, me and Max, we've known each other since high school. Scott, I got to know you a little bit more so when we first started doing 3 Geek stuff. So off and on, you and I have, developed a rapport, even though we're not as regular. Again, sometimes why, but and people like Rondell and stuff, and Dan, and have been in and out rotation wise, and John, of course, got to know through here. But I gotta say, the most recent addition to our 3 Geeks family, Justin, I'm appreciative of you, man. You are killing it on the quality, the quality of the podcast has jumped up significantly since you've kind of taken over production reins and things like that. Not to say, I love the homegrown stuff, from our podcast, obviously, but you definitely added a certain element to it that's worked really well. I love the game that you bring in.
That's always fun. Dope. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's always fun. And even though, sometimes we have some snafus here and there, it's just fun to do that. Whenever it's just either you and me, if everyone else drops out, or or it's a small group of us, I make it a deliberate goal. I'm gonna get him to crack up at some point during this podcast, because you are very kind of quiet and reserved for the most part, and you like to listen more and then add in some comments and stuff. But then when we can get a belly laugh out of you, we know we've hit gold. So I make it my goal to try and do that.
I'm gonna try extra hard not to do that now that I know that, though. I very much appreciate.
No, I love it.
Yeah, the game is hard.
It's human. It's stuff, man. It's stuff. Oh, and the demonetization clock. I love the demonetization. We should just bring that back, anyways.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll bring it back.
Even though YouTube's fuck it, do whatever. We'll be no, we're bringing it back, because that's a fun challenge. Because I wait.
I'm really glad you shouted Justin out, because Justin takes the ideas that I have that I send to him all jumbled up, and he somehow makes them make sense all the time. Anytime you guys see a short from 3 Geeks and it's just my face, Justin didn't touch it. But most of our shorts, Justin, I send them to Justin and he puts them out. He edits them and adds stuff to it. Justin really is like my number 2 when it comes to pushing content out, and it's so much we couldn't do without Justin. Like,
can we not say it like that?
Yeah,
He's your number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
Like that? I mean, come on, dude. Tell me that was not just serendipity. Like,
Come on,
like,
man. You just gotta bite your lip, clench your fist, and give it hell.
Jason has been working on that joke for 4 months. Like
he's
no
been
way.
building.
I feel like some of this is deliberate, Jay. I feel like
I feel like you got set up.
Jason's like, that joke.
Jason called me a turd.
I am really glad that you did bring up Justin.
What is happening?
I'm breaking shit. Oh my god.
Oh, was that a TV?
Yeah. That thing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What is this?
That's from the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the game. Yeah.
Is it on? Is it okay?
It looks fine.
Okay.
All right. So my number 2.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Just keep going. Yeah.
My number 2.
There's no audio. You might know that.
Yeah, I can't hear audio on this.
All right, hold on. Let me try to fix it.
It's okay. Technical things all around.
It wouldn't be 3.
Trying to get audio.
Yeah.
Max might have busted
Wouldn't
his
be
TV.
us if there wasn't some type of weirdness with the.
Oh my goodness. I think it'll be fine.
This is beautiful.
All right, this is the only way to let me play it, so this is how I'm playing it.
Cool.
Chris's was too big to put on here. This is Chris Candy for those that
Hey,
don't know.
Jason and crew with the Three Geeks Podcast. Congratulations on 10 years of an amazing show. It was a blast being on there, and I cannot wait to get back on there and talk all things awesomely nerdy, dorky, cheesy ass movies. I love them all. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.
Hey Jason, Jennifer Candy here. Congratulations on 10 years of Three Geeks Podcast. I was so lucky to be a part of it. Thanks for having me on. And here's to many, many more shows. Take care. Bye.
Max Jennifer Candy.
Like, she looks like her. You just see her dad.
John's genetics are very strong with both of them.
So I found out that John Candy had kids, and I reached out to them not knowing like what would happen. And Chris is like, yeah, I'll come on your show. And I think, but is it you and I, Max, that interviewed Chris?
Yeah.
And I think Mick and I interviewed Jen.
What a good dude.
And he was so much fun. He's been on a couple times, and Jen, she came on, she talked to me, so much fun. And that wasn't the end of it. Like, I still talk to them regularly through instant messenger. Like when they like our stuff, they share our stuff like all the time. They reach out, tell us we're doing a good job. Chris Candy's video we shared of him is at 128,000 views on TikTok right now, which is amazing. And we talked about that the other night. But when I reached out to them, say, hey guys, I'm doing this thing, and they're like, yeah, I want to do a video. But afterwards, we just talked. They're like, yeah, we're working on this documentary with Ryan Reynolds. They're telling me all about like the documentary they're working on about their dad. And it's just it's such a surreal experience. Yeah. It was news. It was news.
We can't fix this.
I'm not. No, there's nothing that can't be shared. But meeting these guys and like being able to talk to them, like I could text Chris now, and within minutes he'll text me back. And I love these two. Like they're fantastic. They're everything I hope that they would be. And I love their dad and getting to know his kids. Like John Candy is one of my favorite people ever. Nice. It's been so surreal.
Yeah, no, that dude is super cool. Oh yeah, when we got to interview him, and like, you never know what to expect. It's like anybody could be, and who the O'Halloran interview. Like you never know what you're gonna get. Like, but Chris Candy was just a genuinely good dude. And it was really fun to talk to him, and I'm so glad that Jason is good friends, lifelong friends with these friggin' people.
I wouldn't say good friends, we're friendly with each other.
It's still again where I'm like, hey, I had a really great interview. I'm glad that he was a fun dude. Jason's like, I got your personal fucking phone number, and I tell you Merry Christmas every year. Like that's like.
No, it's all. It's
Speaking
all
of
through
text, is
Instagram,
someone
which is even more impressive. Like that they respond to me on Instagram.
Speaking of text, is someone receiving text right now? Because I hear a buzzing all the time. I hear a buzzing.
I'm
Oh, it's you. I was like, I was just wondering. I'm like, is he texting you now, Jay? Hey, I saw my video on there. Awesome.
Why aren't you letting me into the studio?
But it's funny. The Chris video, he messaged me, he goes, I forgot. And then he sent it to me like early this morning. So that's probably why he was so tired. He probably literally woke out of bed, sent me the video, went back to sleep because he forgot. So
I was about to say
awesome.
he looked like he just woke up. No, I mean he still look good. He still looks good for a guy who just woke up. But
and then Jen got it to me the next day. Like next day she sent the video. So I yeah, that's my number 2 moment. Like I can't not have it there. Shout out to getting to work with Larry Hankin too. But that was a lot of fun. But Justin, where you at?
I think the kind of just the random snafus in these live shows, because I kept thinking about just Max sitting in his garage talking to the gunner Quaylen and his wife, and the garage light just goes off. So you just see eyeballs just sitting there staring into a screen, and he's just trying to figure it out. And the gunner and them were just making fun of him the whole time. And he can't respond to any of it.
I don't even think he could hear it, which was even funnier. He's like, what?
He couldn't hear him. He was just offline, just like existing with that camera with the 2 eyes and staring at it.
Oh man,
it was so funny to me. And there's so many moments like that throughout the course of like the years I've been doing the live show.
Were you stoned on that stream too, Max?
If I was in the garage,
then yeah, okay.
And we know what I was doing, don't we?
Okay,
it was so fun.
Dude, our first video show was done in the garage. Remember, we reviewed Gotham episode 1 in the garage.
No.
You don't remember that? You remember
No.
Gotham episode 1? How awful it was?
I do remember how awful it was. I do remember Gotham episode 1. I don't remember recording in the garage.
Yeah, that was our first live show, like with video and stuff. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
We got
all right.
Tired of editing. We're like, fuck this editing thing. We're just gonna do it live.
Ship it as in. It's fine.
Fine.
10 years later, what have we learned? Nah, not much.
We should make shirts that just say
"To our guns."
3 Geeks.
This goes on the heels of what Justin said. How many shows and interviews did we do where we forgot to hit record?
Oh my god, dude! Remember the podcast machine?
Yeah.
Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
How many times we did
how
a memory?
many-
How many?
Yes,
how many
how many
monthly calls
episodes
did
of
we have?
Animaniacs?
Or
are
how many
just
times did
gone?
you just not even have it?
Dude.
Like I forgot to get it from Justin.
Oh my god. So yeah, Animaniacs. Hanging out with Scott. Scott and I met a long time ago, working at a grocery store, and he's just been one of the coolest people I've ever known in my life. It was just really cool to get to hang out with him. So Animaniacs is my number 2. Because was Animaniacs the first thing that you did to 3 Geeks, or had you been on the show?
I think I had been on the show like once. I remember there was one night you were working like downtown.
Yeah.
And like I came downtown and I just sat in. I didn't say anything, but I sat in, and then we went to a bar and got drinks right afterwards. So I don't know if that counts, and I might have been on it like once, but Animaniacs I think I would say is like the true like first official thing I ever did.
Yeah.
With the podcast.
But Animaniacs was always super fun because we made it an experience. We would be like, because it's like, all right, so we'd all come over, we'd get pizza, we'd watch something, and then we'd do Animaniacs. And it was just a super cool ritual. And it was a lot of fun because, like we're watching these things with just like your genuine friends, and it was me and Scott and Dan. And I'm not a Dan fan, but like hanging out with Dan in these times was really cool.
It was such a great balance between the two of us.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Absolutely. It worked, and it was just so much fun. I was just always having fun, and then even arguing with Dan about it on the podcast is part of. Oh yeah, and then we'd have to watch a fucking Dan pick some awful old anime that and then he was just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make him watch this, and that's what he was thinking. Oh my god, what a dick. It's always
Max, you're spiraling.
No, it's a lot of fun, and I will treasure these moments. And Scott, you're just a good dude. And my number 2 is doing fun things with Scott. That's also been peppered through this podcast, like the Chicago trip.
I'm calling an audible. Max is gonna love me for this, but here's the start of the Three Geeks podcast. You guys ready?
Don't fucking mute me. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
There's Jason Fury.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
Max and Amit. And
Did Jason have a mustache even then?
Oh my god, that's me and my little brother.
Wow. How old were you then?
I think I was 4th or 5th grade. We were at a place called Mark's Pizza Palace, which is like the generic Chuck E. Cheese, but they had way better arcade games. And Tam was cheating in all the games. Like he was standing on the thing, hitting the back row of everything. And, yeah, I got another video to pull up now.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have a transition to
it. No,
Max is trying to negotiate if it's going to be a home movie thing. Okay.
No, there's okay. This is not.
Oh, Sherry.
Yeah, this is fine. Nope.
Hi, this is Sherry Nelson, and I'm a big fan coming to you from British Columbia in Canada. Here's to you guys, Jason, Justin, Max, and Mike. The 10 years of fantastic podcasting. You're my favorite geeks, my favorite guys, and here's to you guys, to another 10 years.
We're really popular with the Canadians.
We are.
They're too friendly to say no to a video request.
Hey,
please just send us something.
You're not wrong. The candies are Canadian. She's Canadian.
Empty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Scott, what's your number 2? Yeah.
Yeah, this one was like, it was my number 1, but definitely Animaniacs was. I'll put this as my number 2. I can easily move things around, but it was just such a formative part of my life, watching all these cartoons that I probably wouldn't have watched otherwise. Whether it was a Max or a Dan pick, they were introducing me to a lot of really good stuff. And, just the fact that it just kept coming back, we're like, oh, there's no way, it's dead, we're done, whatever. And then it would, oh, now it's in Max's basement, now it's at Dan's house, now it's here. We just would always come back to it. And it was just such a fun time. Like Max said, we had the ritual, we'd rotate who gets the pizza, who brings a beer, who gets the snacks. And, it was just something to look forward to every week. And, there were some rough times in my life where that was it was just always such a nice thing to look forward to. So I like Max said, I still treasure those memories. Max may disagree, but I kind of miss Dan sometimes.
And again, it's weird. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong, and it's weird. It's not always bad with Dan. It's just.
Oil and water.
Yeah,
I do miss Dan's remixes of movies that he would randomly do.
You're not wrong. Dan's all right.
He was a big part of the Three Geeks.
For sure.
Life just takes people in different directions sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of influenced Remake Revolution because Dan used to remake the movies we'd go see. You should do this instead of this and this and this. And they were so funny when he'd go off on those tirades. But Mike,
for sure,
that with number 2.
All right. Well, my number 2, it's another kind of specific one, but I'm grateful for the chance for this podcast to help me reconnect with some friends from back in high school, but especially like Max, because we started doing Chat Cave stuff. So that was kind of fun to just nerd out about Batman stuff with someone, and be able to actually, put it out there. We're on how many, whenever we get around to making one, 40 some episodes. But
then, all the eulogies and stuff.
Yeah, we become the eulogy show lately. But, but no, I always say we'll come back with something new, and we always do. We always find a way to come back with something different to talk about. But it's just good to share in that love for that character with somebody. So
for sure, super fun. We do need to get together soon to get a new Chat Cave in the bank.
Because we have a new Batman thing we got to talk about.
Yeah. Absolutely. Spoiler alert! Like people, like it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen. We have thoughts, I'm sure.
Like life is just kind of gets in the way, but we'll definitely get together and it'll happen soon.
My favorite episode, I think, is the one where we go through all the different Batmobiles, because you love the Batmobile.
Yes.
And so I got to show you some weird designs.
Oh my god, that was my absolute favorite episode as well.
The one that looks like a big dildo, and the one that's designed by H.R. Geiger.
There's anyone, if you want to know my favorite episode of Chat Cave, that is by far it. I love the Batmobile, and there are so many weird ones, and like you've never seen some of these Batmobiles, and so check out that episode. It's a lot of fun.
To just add on really quick here, what I do like is when we get feedback, because when we have the sillier episodes, sure, we get some fun feedback and stuff, but also when we do the poignant stuff like the eulogy episodes, we got some comments and some stories about Kevin Conroy, or I think Scott shared a story about Kevin Conroy, and the Martin Pascal one, we got, I think, a comment from his child saying like, thank you for memorializing my dad, and I was like, oh wow, this actually like resonates now. So
that was a really like grounded in reality moment when you're just like, oh my god, this guy reached out to me, and he's like, I mean, I was so glad that we did it, because at least we could do that for him,
And all this takes root from, hey, you want to talk about how much you hate The Dark Knight Rises?
Oh god, do I hate that movie? Oh my god, that movie's so bad. A movie so bad it tricked me. I was like, there's no way that movie was that bad. There's no way. I had to go see it again. It was so bad.
Yeah, I think you saw it 3 times, didn't you?
Just to confirm.
Bury the lead.
But I definitely was just like, no, there's no way. I was high.
Speaking of Max being high, guys, there is a new game coming to 3 Geeks very soon. Justin and I have been talking about it because Max will come on here and give a movie a great review, and then like 5 months later he'll talk about how much he hated the movie when he saw it. So Justin and I are going to go back and find these movies that Max gave a good review that he says he hates now, and we're going to play. Can you guess whether or not Max likes it or doesn't?
It's happened a lot.
That's right.
No, it doesn't happen at all. That never.
You'll
happens.
See.
That
You'll
never
all
happens.
see.
I mean, we got to sit down and do a lot of work.
Fake news.
That
doesn't happen. That never happens.
I think it happens with like every movie, actually.
I'm 100% consistent about everything.
I do want to piggyback on what Mike said, because one of the things I always wanted was to be better friends with Mike, and I was really glad when he got to come to my house. The first time Mike was on our show, he came to the house and did it with us, like in person, and getting to know Mike over there. Anytime Mike asked me to jump on McGTV, I get giddy and excited. Like I love working with Mike, and we may not agree on mainstream movies, but Mike is the only guy I can talk to about movies like The Lure and David Lynch. Like we do share a Venn diagram of movies that we like, and I'm glad that I could I know who to recommend movies to and who not to, and I knew Mike would love The Lure when I recommended it to him, because that movie is something. So
it's good cross-pollination of taste. And I gotta say, Sorry, go ahead. Finish up, because I think connection for me. Sorry.
Okay, Scott. Again, man, you too. I didn't know you at all until Max started bringing on, and we've had a blast hanging out. And we live like right by each other, like really close to each other.
I could walk.
It's a shame we haven't hung out yet, but we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I
Oh
can
my
walk
God.
to your house.
How long
then.
has it been now?
Tonight, you know what? After this podcast, I'm coming over with my 5-pack and
Your holiday, your 10-year anniversary 5-pack of warm Two Hearted.
one for every 2 years.
Jay, I just want to echo what you're saying. It's like I do like that. Yeah, we can just get into a back and forth about like what we liked or didn't like about movies, and that's good. It actually keeps me grounded quite a bit, so I don't get up my own ass about being pretentious about movies. That I'm just like, you know what? There's merit to these different movies, even if I can't see it immediately. Because that's the thing. Over the years, I just become more jaded. Like I see marketing first and foremost, especially with a lot of mainstream stuff. So it's good to be able to share, an interest with somebody who's able to say like, yeah, but it still works on this level and this level. I'm like, yeah, okay, I concede that.
Yeah,
So-
I do. The Alien marketing was way out of control. You guys shared way too much in that final trailer. But I don't really have a segue for this next clip. It doesn't really lead into my number one, but I want to play it anyway.
Hey guys, it's Samantha Sage here, and congratulations on 10 years of an amazing podcast. A whole decade is a huge accomplishment, and I'm so excited to see where y'all go next. Thank you for featuring me on the podcast. Thank you for becoming my friend over the last couple of years and hanging out with me online. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful celebration, and I'm sending a lot of love from Tennessee.
I
She did
love
this.
her.
She did the song, right?
Yeah, and she
Yeah,
did
that's
the
right.
Halloween special with us. And, when Kylie's mom passed away, I reached out to her. I said, this is Kylie's mom's favorite song. Didn't really fit a funeral theme. And she recorded it. She learned the song overnight and sent me a recording of it the following day that I could, because I was see at her funeral. And I'm like, well, let's do this, and this. And she got it to me the next day. So forever I will love that woman. Yes, Max, we do text each other. She is a friend of mine outside of the podcast.
Friends for life with Jason. Go figure. Like, so surprised that you made a fucking lifelong friend. Like that's.
But if the fact she did that
name
for
Sorry.
Samantha Sage is her stage name. I think the first couple times she was on a Samantha Catan, but she was on our Halloween special. She's been on a few times, and like I said, because of what she did for my daughter, she will forever have a place in my heart. Like I love that woman. My number one is it can't be else. It's when I went to Saudi Arabia. Lanny Sarum approached me after a Comic-Con panel and said, we need an MC in Saudi Arabia. Kind of, I hate to admit this, kind of rolled my eyes and figured that she was just talking. But as the days progressed, like it became more and more real. And I got paid to go to Saudi Arabia. They paid for my flight, my hotel. They gave me a per diem. I didn't even know what a per diem was. Found out there was a green room with amazing Saudi Arabia food. But because the celebrities didn't like it, there was like stacks of
Extra.
Domino's pizza. Domino's and Burger King is what I remember from Saudi Arabia. They are fucking everywhere. Those people love Burger King and Domino's. I even went to a McDonald's food truck in Saudi Arabia. Like, it was wild. And I got to meet some people.
I love you 3000.
The girl from Iron Man. That was a lot of, that was fun. And then my grandfather, my dad's dad had just passed away, and I was hanging out with this guy because I got to host the Sopranos panel.
Hey, Nick. It's Vinny Pastor. I'm here with your son. I just want to say God bless you. I'm sorry for your loss. I have a great time here, and he's a good kid. Come on.
Jason, your
I
face,
hang out with
your face that whole time was hilarious. I'm sorry. You're just like, oh
I
my
was surprised it was happening. I got to meet Carrie Ellis, the cast of Entourage. Like, I'd never seen Entourage, but I'm hanging out in the green room with all these people. I got to watch William Shatner and Steven Seagal talk about real estate. Like, they knew a guy who owned an island, and they were talking about it. Like, I'm sitting in the green room, like, this is my life right now. Mind blown. And I got to meet Shannon Elizabeth.
I think I know where Mike's going
Shannon
with that.
Elizabeth. Thanks to Thomas.
What was that, Justin?
You knew he got owned an island. You're like, I was like, did he hang himself?
Oh my god!
Like that, right there. It was awesome.
Was that-
Terminator was really cool.
Was that your
too.
first? Was that your first trip?
They're not
outside the
lifelong
States?
friends. I mean, outside of like cruises, yes.
Okay.
In Canada, I've been to Canada.
Okay. Yeah.
It counts. It's outside.
Yeah, it counts. It's outside. No, I just couldn't remember if you, because I knew when you told us that, I'm like, I couldn't remember if you were like really excited because it's like, oh man, like my first like trip outside the States, but I mean like really outside the States, like other side of the world. That's pretty impressive, man.
No, I was super jelly, but you totally earned it.
I tried to include John and Max on a panel, but I just couldn't get the reception. And another guy that I'm going to respect for my whole life is Sam Jones, who played Flash Gordon. So the celebrities were there, and they left. He didn't leave the convention floor until he signed an autograph for every single one of the people volunteering at that con. He sat on the floor until I think they're like, we were here till 4 a.m. because Sam Jones wouldn't stop signing autographs, but he signed it for everybody. And the whole reason they had the panel there to begin with, or the con, because the Prince wanted to buy Superman #1. So they had Superman #1 in a glass case for people to look at. And it's just, the whole thing was surreal. Like, I hosted panels. The first time I've done anything without these guys. And it was one of the best times of my life. And I learned I really like a bidet, and I really want one for my house.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, the bidet is what's up.
Celebrities are a mess, though. They had to run out and get the celebrities' toilet paper. I want to use the bidet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. No, they don't. They're wrong. They're backwards thinkers. They're like the bidet is. What a wonderful invention. What a wonderful invention.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy that it was Wizard World essentially that put on the con, and guys like, help yourself Wizard World shirts, and I grabbed like 10 of them. Like 10 Wizard World shirts in my house.
Help yourself to a shirt. Help yourself to a bidet. It's like, yeah.
I'll take 2. Thank you.
That's my head.
Got extra Burger King food truck stuff. You're good. Take a Pastore home with you.
A couple things I forgot to share earlier. This is a few months before 3 Geeks. This is me, Max, and Amit. When we first met JDF, kind of got the idea to start a podcast. And then this is right after we interviewed him for the first time, which awesome. Rest in peace to that guy. Like, fucking love that guy. He was so much fun. Even Mike is like not a fan. He's like, that guy's fun.
Yeah. He seemed cool.
Is it weird that I'm just like I'm looking at all these hats that I'm wearing that are gone forever now. And I'm like, oh, that hat was dope.
You saw that hat?
It's the little things.
Yep. Oh my goodness. No, good times. Good times, good hats, good people.
Good hats.
Justin, what's your number 1?
Number 1, it's all you fine folks. Who would have thought me going to VGMX, hanging out with Max, playing cards and D&D would lead me to be... I see you guys more than I see most of my family members. Let's be very frank. Which is pretty sweet. Like, it's nice to hang out. I don't know. I've never met someone from New Jersey, so I know you're not from New Jersey, Mike, but you live there. Damn close enough. So it's all pretty cool.
You.
And Scott is not here long enough. Like, be here more often is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a good time. We have monthly poll that fell off. Yoo-Hoo and Tang needs to come back. There's
it does.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, no, like life is flying at me this year. Like the universe has got its eye on me this year. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, like all these things need to happen for sure.
I gotta say, you know those like, you gotta know those ASMR channels, like just like sounds and stuff. Yeah. I could listen to you guys just talk about making brisket and stuff, and that's my ASMR. Like honestly.
Oh my goodness, the brisket episode is just one of my favorite memories with Justin.
We forgot that freaking memory card, right? We recorded that whole thing.
Oh god,
we
the
brisket cam the whole time.
Or something. Yeah, and it's just the brisket cam and us talking, and just this piece of meat, and people talking about nerdcraft kind of in the distance. It is so wonderful. It was such a good time. That brisket was so good. Dude, that's so good.
First, I want to say this to you, Justin. You've gotten really good at interviewing by yourself. Like, congratulations. But I didn't realize this until Justin texted me what I'm about to say the other day. I'm going to get to it in a second. But I talked to Justin more than I talked to my girlfriend. And it didn't really dawn on me until Justin texted me and goes, "Are you okay, man? You seem distant this week."
Yeah,
like,
I did.
In that moment, I realized like Justin and I talk a fucking lot. You notice it, if I get a little quiet. Like, we probably send back and forth
all day,
50 text messages a day, all day.
Easy.
Like, he shoots me ideas, I shoot him ideas. He's like, "Do we really want to air this segment of this interview?" I'm like, "Yeah, Justin, let's put it out." there. I love having Justin as the conscience of the 3 podcast because Max and I would probably say a lot stupider stuff if we didn't have Justin there to kind of keep us grounded.
I feel like I get as dumb as I can. I mean,
yeah, I don't think there's anything I could do to influence Max's opinion of saying something.
Yeah, there's a reason the demonetization clock went away. Not just because YouTube, but because it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, the demonetization clock. Every time that it wouldn't be me that set off the demonetization clock, I would be so happy. Like,
you and far between, my man. You and far between.
Hey, but it felt good every time. It felt good every time where I was like, oh, I actually outlasted somebody. Fuck. But that's
that was so clear.
No, good stuff. Good time. My number one has to be just the starting of this podcast. That comment that Jason showed you the picture of, leading into us being like, we should really try. We should do like we have these conversations and it's always fun and we should just get together and do this. And like we recorded the first episode like 38 times. Like it was everything that could go wrong happened, and we're idiots and we don't know what we're doing and all of this stuff, and it was the best time ever.
And Max was the original host. Like Max was the host originally, and the reason not only did we have technical issues, but we didn't want to edit. So if we messed up, we just started over. We started the whole damn thing over again.
Oh my goodness. It was so bad. It was so bad. But look at where we've been. Look at what we've done. I mean, like, yeah, we haven't, like, we're just doing a podcast. So we haven't done a whole lot. But I'm like, but just like, yeah, traveling and hanging out and having fun and meeting all these cool people. And I mean, Jason, you went friggin' halfway across the world. I had to join the military to do that. Okay, like that is so dope. It has just been a crazy, fun, wild ride, and I'm so glad that we're all on it together. And I cannot wait for the next 10 years, just because it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be fun if you guys are around. So,
top that, Scott.
Yeah, Scott. What do you got, son? Gonna get heartfelt as fuck, motherfucker.
I can't top it, but I can echo it. Where like just meeting you guys, and even though I'm not here like very often, the fact that I can jump into the group chat and talk some shit to Jason about some Star Trek thing that I know he's gonna love, but I hate, is just a great feeling. And like just being around, getting to go to different cons. I mean, Origins I went to, and just going around and actually getting to like interview, game people with an actual like press badge. I was like, wow, this feels pretty neat. Like I wouldn't have been able to do this like normally, but just being around you guys has expanded my horizons, and I'm better off for knowing all of you guys, even the people who are no longer with us.
Shout out to Philip.
Hopefully not dead.
I've met along the way.
Yep.
It's all it's just been great, and I can't say it any better than Max, so I won't try.
You did great.
And I'll just continue this human centipede of the similar sentiment with my number one.
What a description.
Sorry, I don't know why I went with that, but
no, it's good. No, that was perfect.
No, but definitely,
it was so good.
He had to break the sappiness. So.
Honestly, I want to perpetuate it now, because on a very serious note, I am very far away from the rest of you. Well, not very, but relatively far away from the rest of you. And so, when you invited me 10 years ago to just kind of hang out, talk about whatever CW TV show was coming on at the time, I think it was The Flash or something, and hang out in winter in your house at the time, just sitting at tables with our respective laptops. yeah, that I didn't realize like how long I would stick with it and how much it would actually mean to me and how much honestly it would help me grow outside of my comfort zone at the time, because since then I got back into like my channel and things like that and my own personal expression, and getting you all to become part of that personal expression. Like, yeah, I've had Justin and Max is a co-host on a podcast. Justin, you've been in a couple of film projects with me. Jay was pretty much my co-star on like my biggest like feature thing that I came back a couple of years ago to film, the reunion movie Return. Like
that was oh my god, I loved every moment of that with you. Like we spent the day together, like we reunioned
2 days. Yeah, like,
if there was ever a reunion, like if it was a verb, we did that. Like Mike and I really married that reunion, and just the chat we had for that, because nothing in that thing was scripted, so we had like a very real talk about reunions and how my opinion was this, and then it changed to this throughout the course of actually going to the reunion. Yeah, dude, I that's one of my favorite moments too.
And getting other people like John involved in those projects and things like that, like honestly, absolutely, there's like a self-serving part of it too, because I'm like, oh, this is my creative effort and so forth, but it genuinely like made me feel more connected to people. And I know there's some times that I go away for a while or go radio silent on y'all, and much like Scott, I think it's just because I go in and out of these funks from time to time. It has nothing to do with any of you all. It just has to do with my own personal shit that I've been having to manage for years. But this podcast keeps me anchored. It keeps me really grounded, to the point that like I genuinely get like a little sad when we go away for a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh man, nothing Saturday. Oh well. Okay, what else can I do? But no, it's genuinely been like a lifeline for me. And I'm very appreciative of it. And yeah, whether it takes us to the next 10 months or the next 10 years or what have you, I look forward to sharing the stage with you guys, even if we're not talking geek stuff. If we're just shooting the breeze about what did we do last time, barbecue cuisine, like yeah. Like if we're just talking about stuff, I'm happy on here, being able to joke with y'all, like I said earlier, get a laugh out of Justin, or be able to just have genuine moments like this. So thank you for that.
I had not met your mom, like we were in high school in the band together, and I'd never like come over to your house to hang out or anything like that. We weren't like really close friends, and then we were talking about getting this podcast going, and we were like, look at what Mike's doing. Like we watch some of your stuff on YouTube. We reached out to you, and you were one of the things that helped get us going from the very start. So I know you're not part of Three Geeks or whatever, but you've always you literally always been there.
Sometimes.
Just wait, Mac. Wait till the end. Wait till the end.
Oh.
Yeah. It's thank you, and this is your podcast too. And you've been a crucial part of it, like 100%.
Well, we strengthen each other. I feel like I'm glad that. Thank you. Those are really kind words. I'm glad that I served as something of a Kickstarter or inspiration for it. But you all, being involved with you all, has helped me like keep involved in my own stuff, my own expression, my own art.
To piggyback what Mike said, even with me, like for the first year, I joked, but I had to drink a lot in order to talk on this podcast, and I had a lot of social anxiety. It's gone. My social anxiety is gone. Like I have no problem talking to people I don't know in any situation. Like I will approach people outside of work. I will go talk to a manager if I have to. None of that stuff was possible before this podcast. I would never have been able to go to Saudi Arabia and talk in front of people. Like I'm better now than I was when Saudi Arabia, but like even then, like it's crazy like how much my personality has changed because we started doing this podcast. And a lot of that is because we're doing this podcast, and we've been forced to do live events. Like we do live events all the time.
Oh yeah, the panels are sometimes a favorite part. Panels are great. Yeah,
and they're still great. We do the same panel every time. Fingers crossed for GalaxyCon, but people love it, and every year there's new adaptations that come out. So
we have a panel, and fucking 7, 10 people show up, I'm like, we fucking made it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look
Dude,
at
we
this.
run a panel room now. Like, we run an entire panel room for a weekend. Like, sure, we brought Tim and we got John involved, but like, that started with us. Like, we're the ones who out and did a lot of the legwork, and it's just so cool. And the panel room was empty when we started, and now they're full in Monroe, which is again insane.
And that's Monroe. It's a lot of fun, and I feel like we're like last year we hosted the costume contest, and
that was the first year of that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they had a costume contest before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but either way, that was a blast, and I mean, like that was a whole cluster. That was a whole clusterfuck of shit. Like that was.
It was
awful, but it was so much fun. I'm just yelling. I just get to yell. It was great. And I'm like, all right, this guy, and it was just, it was this whole weird thing, but a lot of fun, so much fun, and I cannot just wait for more of this.
I agree, everybody. I think we're just gonna end it there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We will talk to you very, very soon.
See,
Michael, your droids. Why do you keep muting me? I don't like that.
Woo! Yeah, Jason did his ending credits. He did a good job.
Yeah, it took me 3 hours. I'm not.
Justin Corleone.
I don't want people to know my last name. They just gonna throw stuff out there.
I thought it was a joke.